So I said something about being able to honor your uniqueness, that each of us has a unique voice or a unique ability, a football player or pilot or painter. A painter, you know, pretty pictures, painter, paint the house, painter. So we need to honor that, and we need to listen for that. So as you go on your hero's journey, as you find your way in your life, it may be about figuring out what you need to do. It also may be figuring out who you need to be. So we may challenge ourselves vocationally, but we also may challenge ourselves emotionally or even psychologically to expand ourselves somehow, to be more true, more authentic to who we need to be. So in finding your way, there's some particular steps we can pay attention to. You can pay attention to that inner voice, that inner call, that call to adventure that is unique to you, that only you hear, and we need for you to share that, to honor that, and listen to it. And maybe it just comes through as some random thing, a letter in the mail, an accident, some awareness, something wakes you up in the middle of the night maybe, and you think, I need to do this. So honor that call that is uniquely yours. You know, we all engage the world in our own special way, and that may be special in terms of special needs or special abilities, a football player or a finance major, somebody's good with numbers or something like that, or maybe you're a teacher and that's what you're good at. Follow that call to adventure. So once you start to do that, look for helpers around you. There are going to be some helpers. We might pay attention to faith or God's call for you, who God is to you, and God is this big helper for you that you can put a lot of faith in. That's good. There also may be some big names out there, some theorist that you really honor, or some great Da Vinci type person, and you want to model yourself after what they've done, or at least honor what they've done and learn from them. Or there may be just some local people, some teacher, or maybe a parent even. This outside helper who can help you along the way. So we're going to pay attention to our call, that vocational call. We're going to pay attention to some helpers. Now, once you sort of get an idea of what you might do and who might help you, you're going to hit a barrier. You're going to hit some resistance in your life, and you're going to tell yourself, I don't know, maybe not, can't do it, won't work. And that's always going to be there, some type of resistance to moving forward. But I'll tell you, brick walls are there to keep the riffraff out. That brick wall is there for a reason, for you to honor your journey, for others who are not as committed as you to maybe not be able to go as far as you have. Just keep showing up on your way, your path. Show up on your path. And I'm paying attention to Chuck barking at my crane back there in the back. He's a dog, that's his job. He knows no geese on the grass, but it's a crane in the water, he's okay. So, honor your call, pay attention to your helpers, look out for that resistance, that thing that's going to hold you back and tell you to turn back. Don't turn back, but it's going to be there. And then what you do is you commit. You cross the threshold, and that threshold may be physically in terms of vocation, that you try to do something different, but it also may be emotional, that you try to be maybe more assertive, maybe be okay with who you are, maybe say what you need to say and let people disagree with you. Those are all good things to do to engage the unique you. And I'm going to keep saying it, you need to do that, and we need for you to do that. We all need to bring our gifts to this thing. Now here's where it gets a little tricky. Once you cross that threshold, you're letting go of the old pattern. You're letting go of the ego. And that ego, whatever purpose it has served, to define you or to define me, once we begin to let go of those ego definitions, ego lies really, then we step into a new space, and it's pretty much an unknown space. We step into just this almost like a void of not knowing what's happening or where it's going. is what Young called the belly of the whale. You step into this belly of the whale, and then you're along for the ride. And of course, that's echoing the idea of Job when he was running from God, and those sailors threw him over the side of the ship, and oh, deer too. You see the deer? Yeah. Okay. Wildlife pavilion here. Nature is where we need to lose ourselves. That's cool. So you enter into the belly of the whale and you don't know where you're going. But that's okay, because you've already decided to trust the process, to trust that inner call, to step through some barriers that were these huge resistant places for you. And now you're crossing a threshold and stepping somewhere, and you don't know where it's going to go. There's something that comes after this, and that is some serious training. But we may need to get to that later on. But for today, listen to that inner call. You can find your way because you've got the answers inside you. You start with that, and then you get the answers from other folks, those helpers around you. God, big models for your life, or even just those teachers or parents who are close to you, even friends, how they live their life, and you can learn something for yourself. So you've got the way inside of you. It's a golden road. You're already on it. You just hadn't noticed. So keep moving.